No longer do we have S rank, S plus rank, SSS rank. We have T0, T0.5, T1, T1.5, T2, T3, T4, and T5. Now, guys, what the f is this? I don't know. Whatever. We're gonna roll with it. I honestly, guys. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. I like this tier system better because I hate when things are ranked SSS. This is a much more numerical value, right? I think having T0, T0.5, T1, T1.5, I think this is a much better way of grading things. I don't know what this means though. Let's see what this means. I want to see what this means. I want to see what this T0 system even means right now because I don't know if I can quite agree with it until I see this. Okay, guys, let's hop into it here. Starting off with sustain first. Mr. Adventurine, and Miss Fu Xuan. Now, I don't agree with this. I think Fu Xuan should move down. I think Fu Xuan is T0.5, and I think Hua Hua is up here. Hua will not get your team killed if you're smart, all right? You have to play properly. If you play the game properly, it's fine. Fu Xuan, on the other hand, will definitely get your team killed, okay? Well, she can get your team killed if you play dumb. Mainly in golden gears though, which I guess it's not taking into account that, but I don't agree with this. I think that Fu Xuan should be moved down to T0.5, move Hua Hua up to this tier. I think Adventurine deserves to be up here. Honestly, maybe, yeah, Adventurine deserves to be up there, I guess. He provides more than one debuff. She can provide one debuff if she has the Trends Light Cone. He can provide 2 debuffs. So, yeah, I can see it being up there. He's also SP positive as well, follow-up and a debuffer. So, yeah, I think both of those should be up there. The only thing she offers is a buff. And to me, that's really not enough to have her up here, right? Like, look at Locha, for example. Locha doesn't let your team die either, and he is SP positive. I would say a buff and being SP positive are drawing the same thing, right? Her buff is not that insane. So, I mean, it's extra crit rate, which is nice, but I mean, if your characters are built well already, you really don't need that. And also, she's niched the most teams to some like crit related teams. So for that case, I would probably move her down here. Anyways, Hua Hua goes up. Locha, yeah, I can agree with Locha being here. Still haven't used Mr. Gallagher yet. So advanced break debuff, especially with how break comps are in meta right now, for sure I would have him probably T1.5. I don't see him being better than Locha, but I definitely see him being up here. Tier 2, move up with Japard up. Y'all are trolling, man. Japard has literally carried me through every single MOC up until this point. Even like I got Adventurine, I was still using my Japard over my Fu Xuan to clear MOC. So for that fact, I would definitely move my Japard up to tier 1.5. He is, I think, in my opinion, better than Bailu. I think Bailu should be in tier 2. I would move Japard up. Probably leave links down here with Miss Bailu. I think that's probably what I would do here. And then moving on to the rest here, the niche characters. Yeah, these are pretty niche characters. I'd probably move March 7th up a tier though. I believe that Natasha is probably the worst healer in the game now, or worst sustained character in the game now. So I'd probably keep her in T4, move March 7th. Oh, that hurts my feelings. I saw something I didn't want to see. So honestly, guys, this is probably how my tier list would work right here. Adventurine, best sustain in the game. I think Hua Hua is better than him. I think Hua Hua is better than Adventurine in terms of what she can actually provide to the team, but not to say he's a slouch at all, especially on follow-up teams. But I mean, I think this is a more accurate representation of what it feels like in game to me. Personally, that's what I think. But leave your comments in the comment section down below if you have any disagreeing thoughts, because we're about to go through the rest of them now. T0.5 is Robin, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle. I disagree with this. I think Ruan Mei is still the best sustained character in the game. I mean, my bad. I think she's the best amplifier character in the game still. I would personally put Ruan Mei up in T0. I think she's more universally competent in every single team, and I think as far as like the build required to actually use her is less than that of Robin. So Robin just requires so many different builds and have like the team builds in different ways to actually make her function, where Ruan Mei, that's not at all. And with the addition of Super Break, she just becomes even more powerful. So for that, personally, I would be putting, honestly, I would be putting Ruan Mei in T0, leaving both Robin and Sparkle in the same tier together, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. And that's how I would rate the Apex characters. Now moving on to the meta characters. Ting Yun. Thank you, Prydwen. Thank you, Prydwen. Thank you, Prydwen. I appreciate it. Yes, move her above this dumb bitch, Bronya. Honestly, I'd move that Bronya down to tier 5 if I could. I hate her. She never wins my 50-50. She's SP negative. All she does is advance and buff. She is cringe, stupid, and stinky because she lives on Bellabog. And she sleeps with Zila, too. And we know where Zila sleeps, in the garbage can. And that's where also Zila belongs. We'll get into her later, though. Now, hopping into, like I said, below here, Silverwolf. I can agree with Silverwolf being here. I do not agree with Pela being lower than Silverwolf. Actually, wait. Silverwolf is better for now. Why? Super break. Silverwolf, she She works good. I would say they should be on the same tier, but Silverwolf did get an indirect buff with Super Break, so I do think she is a little bit ahead because that's where Payla lacks in comparison at. If the Super Break didn't exist, for sure, same tier. Super Break exists, put them above. Now, like I said, Bronya goes down to tier 5. We hate Bronya here. Get her the fuck out of here. Asta and Hanya. Personally, I think that Asta would be in tier 3. I would put Hanya, beg to differ, in tier 4 with Miss Yukong. I feel like no one really uses either of these characters. I see more people using Asta than I do using either of these two characters here. So for that case, I would probably leave Asta here and move these two down. But let's go ahead and change our little tier list up now. So hopping into our tier list, like I said, moving Ruanmei up to tier 0 now. Like I said, I think she is more universally better than both these characters. Not to say that these two characters can't be better than her, but universally, I think she is better in so many situations and more situations than them. I'm fine with Tingyun being here. Like I said, we're moving her down to T5. We don't care about her. Get Bronya out of here. Now, this is something that I think is a more agreeable tier list here, guys, is we have Bronya in tier 5 because she is absolute dog shit, right? We have Hanya and Yukong down here. Yukong has a lot of problems with SP, getting buffs up, everything like that. And then also Hanya, I don't really see anyone using Hanya. Usually people that use Hanya just got Sparkle instead and no one's really using her. I see more people using Asta. Asta can be used on follow-up teams, which is super pog, super good. And on top of that, she can also be used on dot teams as well because of the increased attack she's giving. So Asta being here, I can understand. Payla, like I said, I think Payla is a little bit worse right now than Silverwolf because Silverwolf did get the indirect buff for Super Break, so I do think it's there. I think Hanya in practice is good, but in theory she doesn't perform well in practice. Yeah, exactly. But I think this is gonna be our little list right here for our buffers or amplifiers. So let's go ahead and move on to our specialist next. Now, as far as the Apex characters goes, guys, Kafka, Black Swan, same tier. I can agree with that. I think they are pretty comparable to each other. I do believe one doesn't really work as well without the other one. I do believe Kafka, in theory, is better than Black Swan. So when we get more dot characters in the game or stronger dot characters in the game, I do think that maybe she would move up just because she integrates better with other dot characters. Though you can use Black Swan off of dot teams because she does have defense shred, so that's pretty good. She has utility outside of just being a dot character, which is really nice. But overall, I would agree with this. Next tier, T1, we have fucking Topaz. Okay, Topaz is goated. Okay, guys. Yeah, so Topaz Newbie, that's fine. And then also Imaginary Harmony MC. They are cracked out of their minds. I love Imaginary MC. I'm so glad they got added to the game. I'm so glad they're good. This offers a lot of usability for free-to-play players especially. They are super good, and I'm super glad they got added to the game. I can definitely agree with them being in tier 1. Now, we're skipping whole tier. We're skipping tier 1. I don't know why we're skipping tier 1, but we're going straight to tier 2 with Luca, Sampo, Xuan. I disagree with this. Keep it a buck with you. I would personally move Luca, Xuan, and Sampo up because they all get a buff from Super Break. Mostly Xuan, Luca second mostly, and then Sampo third mostly. He also works really well with Black Swan overall as well. So I would honestly move all three of these characters up to tier 1.5. I do not think they're tier 2 because these characters have literally carried me through MOC. I got through with Sampo in 2 cycles on MOC 11 or MOC 12 this time, just using Black Swan and Sampo on the same team together. It was absolutely insane. I think these should all be moved up. Also, 2 cycling with Xuan is crazy too. I think moving all these up is super insane. Maybe tier 1.5, and then honestly down tier 3. If we're talking about flexibility, usability, the amount of characters they can be used with, Gwenifin is that character. She is that bitch, okay? Gwenifin, for me, moves up into tier 2. She's universally accepted. You can use her in so many teams, whether that be a dot team, you can technically use her in a break team, and then you can also use her on a debuff team as well with Acheron to help out with that. That's what I use on my free-to-play account. That she works great in that type of scenario, that type of situation. I would be moving her up to tier 2. Now, Miss Xuan. I think Xuan arguably is a little bit better than Fire MC. I'm probably debating on the same tier as well here because of the fact that she has break. Harmony MC enhances break. Harmony MC actually helps out well a lot too. I think Harmony MC just brings up kind of like this whole category, honestly. Like they are just so good, okay? So I would move up probably Xuan to tier 3, leave Fire Trailblazer down here in tier 4 just because they really only support Acheron. So yeah, that's how I see it there. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and adjust my tier list. All right, guys, so adjusting my tier list really quick. Like I said, I'm moving all of these guys up. I'm moving her up, and I'm moving Miss Xuan up as well. I'll zoom in a snippet here for you guys. This is how I see the tier list. I don't see on any way that she is not up here. She is just so universally good, Miss Gwen, and they just keep sleeping on her like they sleep on Pela, like they sleep on so many characters. I think Gwen up there. I think she is golden, okay? So for that reason, we are going to be putting Miss Gwen tier 2 and then everyone else tier 1.5 because I think Super Break really does assist them a lot. Now, the category you've been waiting for, the damage dealer category. Now, Acheron being tier 0, I absolutely agree with that. Acheron clears everything. She is the absolute best in the game. There is no fucking touching her in terms of DPS. So yeah, Acheron goes T0. She's super easy to build, super usable on a lot of teams. Yeah, just super good. E0, I think, or T0, I think is fine there. Same thing can be said about Don Hung and Bibber Delune and Miss Jingle Yu. I think both of these characters are T0.5, and I do think they are above ahead Dr. Ratio. Dr. Ratio being tier 1, absolutely agree with this as well. I think he is far above these characters as well. Now, tier 1.5, Polara, Jingyuan, QQ, and Zila. I can agree with this. I do think, though, that Blade should be moved up. I do think Blade can compete with these other characters here as well. So I do personally think that Blade should be moved up to tier 1.5. Argenti probably moves up to tier 2 in my opinion. Just because of the fact that he can he be slaughtering some physical enemies, and maybe don't look at him for his break damage, but you know, if you hit that ultimate on an enemy that his weakness broken with Trailblazer, that motherfucker slaps, okay? Yeah, so for that reason, Argenti would be going in tier 2 for me. I don't think he's the absolute best for like MOC, but definitely would move him up. Misa. I can agree with Misa being here. I can agree with Serval being here. Don Hung, absolutely not. Send his ass down to the fucking Shadow Realm. Fuck Don Hung. Send his ass to T5. Little fucking soy boy. I hate his dumb ass. Yang Qing, still doing my boy dirty. I think he gets a buff. I move him up to tier 3. There's no way you're putting him below my boy Misa. You're absolutely fucking crazy, okay? Everyone else, though, I pretty much agree with everyone else here. So let's move around my tier list now. So yeah, like I said, move him up. Move Argenti up as well. I don't think Yang Qing deserves to be down here. Move his ass down to this tier as well. Let's go ahead and move Mr. Yang Qing up to tier 3. I don't think he's as good as Argenti, but I do think he did get a buff with the Venturine being there, and Super Break can kind of help him out as well. So moving him up. Now, let's talk about Jade, Firefly, and Mr. Boothill, because I think these are all going to be up here, right? Do I think Boothill is going to be as strong as Miss Acheron? No. I think he's probably sitting around Dr. Ratio. I haven't looked at any leaks, guys, or I've seen, like, from what I can see, you know, I've seen what I saw, right, okay, about Boothill. I think Boothill sits around tier 1, right? Now, if I were to add someone else into the equation here, Firefly, I think Firefly probably sits somewhere in tier 1.5 or tier 0.5. I think Firefly is going to pop off. I think she's going to be amazing. I think she's probably going to be around this level of damage here if I had to guess. And finally for Jade, yeah, Jade's going up here with Acheron. I have no clue what she does. Maybe follow-ups, I don't know. So yeah, for me, Jade's up here. For no reason at all in particular. Jade's just up here. Okay, guys. But that's going to do it for today's tier list. Do you agree with my tier list? Do you disagree with them? Let me know in the comment section down below, okay? Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Let me know in the poll. We're doing a poll right now in the community, which you need to subscribe to actually do. Maybe, actually. I don't know. We're doing a poll to figure out who the next giveaway is. Either Miss Robin or no. Why do I keep saying that? Firefly. Between Firefly and then also Miss what is her name? Jade? Yeah, Jade. Okay, we're doing a poll. Vote in the poll. Who do you want to see in the giveaway? Yeah, true. Mommy equals best damage dealer. I agree.